JB, can you just kind of go through what you were feeling those last minute or so?
Trying to make sure that everybody maintained the calm, and that we were able to execute what we were trying to do. We needed to get the ball in bounds a couple times. But they did a good job. Again, we talk about their physicality, holding that takes place when you're trying to get open, those types of things. So they made it difficult on us to get the ball in bounds. But we had to come up with stops, and we came up with some big stops. Defensive rebounds that were huge for us. Areas that we'd struggled before. I thought we did a really good job down the stretch in those final minutes.
JB, the significance of getting off to a good start. They outscored us in every quarter except the first. In Golden State, it seemed like we were not able to get off early. Always seemed to struggle. But tonight at home, starting off hot. Talk about the significance of getting off to a good start offensively.
I think that was huge. I think here in front of our home crowd, we'd be able to carry that momentum. But you could just tell by the way we played, we were playing with a purpose. Our pace was great, our movement was great. We were attacking. We were dominant in the paint in that first quarter. We missed a bunch of bunnies too, but we were getting to our spot, putting the pressure on them. I think that's the way that we have to continue to play.
In terms of the toughness and the other things you wanted, how close was this game to what you envisioned?
I think it was it. It was what we planned. It was what we talked about. They made their run, but we didn't fold. We didn't cave in. We stayed aggressive. We stayed physical, and we were able to get the job done. It was those gritty plays. To come up with 16 offensive rebounds versus that team. Those are toughness plays. Those are grit plays. There's the small battles that we talked about that had to be won, and I think we won those small battles tonight.
I know we always talk about James, but does it still surprise you sometimes for what he does for you? He does so much for you.
Yeah, I think the last shot was typical of what James does. The move we've seen before. The finish we've seen before, the hold of the foul group we've seen before. You do get spoiled by it at times, but in these moments, the biggest of moments, you can't help but appreciate it. The value of those 2 points, if it's in the first quarter, or the value of them, in that final minute of the game, those 2 points are much different. And against a very good one-on-one defender, he was able to get to his spot, get his shot, and that's the shot he works on every single day. So trusted his training, got to a spot and knocked it down.
We expect James to come up big offensively, but getting more distribution, Dwight, Demo, and then having Beasley come off the bench. Is that what you prefer to see, more distribution across the board?
Yeah, I think you need balance. You obviously, James is going to carry the majority of the load, but it has to be spread out. Everybody else. Then that way teams can't just key in on James. They can't send 3 guys to the ball when he has it. When other guys are contributing, the floor gets spread. Now everything becomes easier. And it's going to be hard in these series to win it with one primary scorer. You're going to have a bunch of guys contributing.
JB, what does it say about your team that Golden State took that lead in the final minute, basically in the final half minute, you guys were still able to pull it out?
Composure. I think that was key. We could have got rattled. We gave up the lead. We could have put our head down being 0-2. We could have given in. We could have surrendered, but we didn't. We had the mental toughness, the want to, the will to keep fighting. We didn't want to get down on the 3. We didn't want to pack our bags and go home. So we did whatever we had to do to get the win. We came up with the win.
Considering the hits that James is kind of taking nationally this season in general, do you have any doubt in mind he was going to deliver for you in the clutch?
No, not at all. When he had the ball in his hands, 9 seconds on the clock, I believe it was, he was coming across half court. There was a confidence in him. And again, we've seen it before. That's the thing about it. If he didn't work on his game, he didn't work on that play and that shot in particular, you'd have questions. But in the 4 years we've been together, I can't tell you how many times I've seen him make that exact move and take that exact shot from that exact spot. So when he had the ball in his hands, we had full confidence he was going to get it done.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.